Never forget picking tomatoes with John Dice, among others. I think Dave Young was there as well, at Leslie DeHaan's greenhouse on Eastern Avenue near 28th Street. Last time that was back in the late 70s or mid 70s maybe. John Dice, he had a sister named Kathy and another sister named Amy, my age. John was a year or two older. I was shy back then. I don't know how I ended up there. Maybe DeYoung invited me to come along. They paid us a few dollars for picking tomatoes. And something came out. I remember I think they had music playing in the greenhouse, and we were singing along or something. And I said I don't like this song or something like that. I expressed an opinion about something. And John Dice said, in the meanest tone I'd ever heard, it's like, I really don't care what you think. It was really weird. Mean. And this was like, these are like my Christian school classmates. So-called Christian school. Maybe I should say private school. I mean, were we going to this Christian school because it was really supposed to be for Christ, in Christ, or because it was white and private? I don't know sometimes. I wonder how many of my classmates really made a commitment to Christ. We were sent there by our parents. Not everybody makes a decision to become Christian just because they went to a Christian school. Does it make them better people, better citizens? I don't know. Back then it was mostly white classmates. We had I think one black person at our junior high in our class. So that's not exactly diversity. Not to say that diversity is always better, but a lot of my white classmates had never had a black classmate. I had started out at a public school, which was almost very highly integrated, maybe half white, half black, so I was already accustomed to it. But it had its own problems as well. And, so everything has its pros and cons. Just because it was mixed, there were still some mean kids there, too. It was like everything was perfect. Some black kids bullied me there at the public school. So everything has its pros and cons. But just remember the picking tomatoes, and John Dice. Just that one moment of meanness. But later on, I think John became a better person, maybe a little nicer. He liked playing football, I remember that, but the team, his class year, I think they went winless. 0 wins, if I recall correctly. Not a very good football team. Our team did a little bit better 2 years later. I think we were like 500% winning, maybe a little higher, above 500. So it was just that kind of like, he was my brother's age, and they had to have the superiority complex just because they were older, even if they weren't better.